welcome to the vlog. So today's Friday, we're up, we're ready to go. We've got a bunch of stuff to do today around the house. I feel like this week I've been out of the house. I've had like a bunch of like play dates, and we went to the park one day. Like, we've been out of the house a lot. So today I just need to like have a day of just chill, be here at home, get stuff done, do laundry, that kind of thing. So that's what we're gonna do together. I have coffee going over here. I'm waiting for that to be ready because let me also tell you, I did not sleep very well last night. So I feel like yesterday was one of those days that I was like really just triggered by a lot of things, triggered by the noise. Like, I had a lot of anxiety yesterday. So I went to bed, finally at the end of the night I went to bed, and instead of going to sleep, I stayed up for the longest time. I went to sleep probably like at 3 in the morning because I had all these things that I wanted to like watch and read, and like I felt like I didn't get any of that time during the day. So I stayed up super late, way longer than I should have. I spent like an hour, like at 1 in the morning, I was watching like a whole hour-long garden tour of this like YouTuber that I like to watch now. So that's what I was doing instead of sleeping. So here I am complaining to you, but it was totally my own fault. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna be probably tired today. The kids are hanging out on the couch. Riley had a little nosebleed, so she's got a little paper towel there. So naturally, it's like, you know, the end of the world is upon us. So I'm trying to get her, you know, to feel better, obviously, but she has a little nosebleed. So they're having like ice chips this morning and snuggling and watching Paw Patrol. Joe's working from home today, so I do have a little extra help. So like I said, I've got laundry. I'm gonna do a couple things in the garden. I have to fertilize the plants today. I wanna go outside now to take my tomato plant back into the garden because we had like some really bad storms. And so I brought the tomatoes in, but I need to get them back to where they need to be. And then we're also gonna probably harvest my first zucchini from there. So that's exciting. So let's see if we can do any of that now. So you see I had brought up my tomato plant here on the deck because otherwise, like the last time I left the tomato plant out there, it tipped over because of like the rains and the winds. So I didn't want it to like fall on my other plants. So I brought this guy in. We harvested, you guys, we harvested our first 2 tomatoes from here. And let me tell you, I had the most delicious like mozzarella, burrata, whatever you want to call it, salad with those tomatoes. They were so tasty. So now I've just got to wait for the rest of them to ripen up. But you see how like over here, it's not shady, but over there in the garden, all the sun's already hitting the plants. Like, that's what I want. Tomatoes like a lot of sun, so I'm gonna go bring this one back. Right. Okay, so the garbage trucks are coming around our neighborhood, so it's super loud. But yeah, that tomato plant weighed a lot because like it's been raining, so like it's all full of water. So got my nice little workout in. So let me show you the zucchinis because they are enormous. I want to harvest them before they get much bigger, but do you see that? We've got this one, which is pretty much like the size of my hand. This one is like longer than the size of my hand. We're keeping an eye on a couple other ones that are growing, like that one. And there's a couple more in this plant. One on the back side over there. This guy, there's a little one down there, but I don't think that one got pollinated. We'll kind of see what happens. I need to, like I said, fertilize these plants today, but I would like to get that zucchini out. So let's do that now. That, my friends, is very exciting. We'll take these inside, wash them, figure out what I'm gonna do with them. But this is what the garden's looking like. Cantaloupe has gotten super big and like sprawly. I don't even know if that's a word. Probably not. We'll see if anything happens with that. We've got watermelon. My sunflowers are starting to get pretty big. My zinnias actually look really nice. And then corn is over here. Tomatoes, we've got some tomatoes on that plant that are looking pretty good. So those are cherry tomatoes. Those are like tiny little tomatoes. These, I believe, are a little bit bigger. So those should get larger than the cherry tomatoes. I planted in here, let's check on these. I planted some green beans. Can you see that? Can you see how it's like starting to come up from like under the ground there? That is a green bean that I planted, and so it's starting to pop through. Same with like that. You see, that's a green bean. That one there's a green bean. So I planted those the other day, and they're starting to do stuff like super quick. And then onions look pretty decent. Sweet potatoes. I figured out what these are, I believe. So I'm pretty sure that these are pumpkins because I'm pretty sure I planted pumpkin seeds in here. That's the only thing I can think of that it would be. So I think that's what we're looking at there. Maybe that'll happen. And then I've got a couple potatoes. Do you see the green stuff there? Those are potatoes that, you know, might actually produce some potatoes. And then my lettuce is surprisingly doing really good. Lettuce was one of the things that I didn't think was gonna do well at all, and it's actually been pretty decent. So pretty soon I can come in here and start like harvesting a little bit of like the leaves. So I'm excited about that. And then green beans are here, peas are there. Not much has really changed. We're waiting for all of these to start flowering before they start producing the actual beans. But for now, I'm very excited about my zucchini. So let's take these inside. So this is pretty freaking cool. Like, I'm trying to like contain my excitement, but you guys, I'm very excited about these. It's actually funny, last night while I was supposed to be sleeping, but I wasn't. I spent some time putting together a highlight on Instagram of like my garden tours and like just the progression of the garden. And like those zucchini plants, even 3 weeks ago, were not even like half of that size. Like, it's crazy to see from week to week how much these plants grow. So that's what I was doing, putting together my garden highlight and then going and seeing like when my like plants were like little tiny babies and then watching them grow, because clearly I have issues these days now. Instead of watching like my babies grow, I'm looking at plant babies. But like I keep telling you, it's been so much fun. So I'm gonna wash these. Maybe we'll do a quick little taste test. I've never had zucchinis raw, but like when I have something now that I grow in the garden, I have to try it raw. Like, I tried those cherry tomatoes like straight off of the plant, like by itself with no sauce, nothing first. And they tasted so good. They were so flavorful. They were just so much better than like store-bought stuff. So that makes me happy that at least I like how it tastes, because I mean, if I'm growing all this stuff, I want to make sure that I like how it tastes. And then what I really like zucchini for is I like when I do like, when I go to like hibachi, you know, like when you go to Samurai or whatever, and like they have like the veggies on the side that are cooked that way. A lot of times the veggies on the side are zucchini, and I actually like how that tastes. So I'm gonna have to find like a recipe for like how to season them properly and all of that so they can taste good. We are gonna try these, so let me do that. Actually, first, let me see if Riley wants to see these. They're outside, like sitting on the front porch watching the garbage trucks. Do you know what these are?
What are
those? Those are zucchinis from the garden.
Oh my goodness.
Are they big? You want to hold one?
I want to hold this.
The smaller one? What do you think? Oh, go see the garbage truck. Bring me back my zucchini. Joseph Buell, are you proud of my zucchinis?
I am.
I'm going to try them now. See what it tastes like. Doesn't taste like much of anything. I've never had a zucchini like raw like that before, so I don't know what it's really supposed to taste like. I mean, it doesn't taste bad. I could eat it if I was starving. But I think with like some olive oil, salt and pepper, this will be much more enjoyable. So I'll try to find a recipe. Here, just taste it. Just put it in your mouth. Could you eat it if we were like, you know, stranded with no food?
Yeah.
Yeah? You wouldn't starve and die?
There's not much taste.
Right, it doesn't taste like much. All right, so enough of that, you guys. I'm just glad that I could share like one of our first like harvests with you guys. If I'm not mistaken, I think that plant is supposed to continue to produce, so we should be able to harvest a couple more times during the season. But I'm gonna have my coffee, get breakfast going, and then we'll get to the rest of my very long to-do list today. Okay, so it's been a pretty slow morning. Finished talking to Mimi, just kind of, should I separate? I think I need to separate colors. Sorry. I usually, like, sometimes I'll throw in, like, everything of Jackson's and just put it all to wash. But lately, like every time that I put something to wash, something out of the dryer, like when I get it out, it comes out destroyed. And I don't know if it's something wrong with like the detergent I'm using, or if it's something wrong with like the washing machine itself. But I find like random stains that weren't there, and like, I don't know, all of their clothes is like always destroyed. And that's one of the other reasons why I'm always buying them clothes. I don't know what it could be, but I'm gonna have to start investigating that soon, because it's starting to cost me a lot of money when every time I take stuff out of the dryer, there's something ruined. But whatever, that's a tangent. I was trying to tell you that it was a slow morning. I talked to my mom, which was nice, and we just kind of caught up, which we do every morning, and talked about life, the world. But I've got a lot of laundry that I want to work on today, so get ahead of the game with laundry. I did want to take a minute to thank you guys for like all the messages about Joe and I and getting married and all of that. Like, it was nice to like, you know, read through those comments and see your support, and it just means a lot. So we're very happy, and I'm excited. I've got actually like a week or 2 weeks to prepare, so I've got to get my parents' room in order. I think I told you in the last vlog that they booked their flight, so they're going to be staying with us, and they're only going to be here for like the weekend, but still, like, they need like a bed to sleep in, and right now it is not quite usable. I have like a bunch of donations on that bed that I need to take to Goodwill, so maybe I'll do that this week. There's just a lot to do. I'm trying to like just start some laundry, get this going, and then we can work on whatever else we gotta work on today. Keep the kids entertained. There's so much organizing I still need to do in this basement, but I just don't have enough time. And this is the detergent, by the way, that I've been trying to use. It's like a little bit more natural, cleaner for you, better ingredients, all of that. But I don't know if it really like washes their clothes correctly, or if that's contributing to why their stuff is getting ruined. I don't know. But I also don't have a lot of time to figure it out. I would also like to try to work out today, so maybe I'll go upstairs. Let's go upstairs. I'm gonna put on some clothes, maybe do a 10-minute workout. Since Joe's here, he's working from home, by the way, if I didn't say that already. The kids are still like playing, they're content, so maybe I can get that done, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I'm done with that. Again, it's just 10 minutes, but the butt one is harder for me than like the ab ones. And yeah, now I feel like I can't even breathe, I can't even speak to you guys. But I've been trying to do her workouts like 3 times a week. And again, this was like something totally free, something that I found on YouTube. I was looking for like quick workouts, 10-minute workouts. That's all I can commit to at this point right now. 10 minutes, any longer, like I feel like I get bored, or any longer I'm like, can this be done already? Even though today's I was like over it at like the 3-minute mark. But I've been trying to do it like 3 times a week, so not every single day. So again, just because you see me doing it in today's video doesn't mean that I did this yesterday too, because yesterday I did not. So since Joe was working from home today, I'm able to like to come up here and do it. Other times I've done it like first thing in the morning, or sometimes I'll do it during their quiet time. But even if like I had no time to escape from the tiny humans and Joe wasn't here, this is something that I could probably put on my iPad and like with my headphones in, try to like do this alongside them. Like it would be harder, it would probably take longer, but maybe like while they're playing with their toys, I could be trying to do this. So trying to find like easy little ways to get at least some kind of a workout in. I'm gonna be super sore, like let's be real, I am dead. But it feels nice. It feels afterwards, like the lady's really nice on YouTube, like afterwards, you know, to her video people, she's like, great job, well done. I feel like so accomplished. So yeah, that's it for my workout. And now let's see what the kids are doing. What are my babies doing down here?
My fluffy.
You ate your ice cream? Was that delicious?
Yeah.
Yeah? Since everybody's kind of feeling a little bit under the weather, they had a little ice cream party and didn't feel like arguing, so. Hi there.
Hi, my son.
You playing with your trucks?
No, I got right there.
Your excavator?
Truck.
I want to get them dressed though, because I want to take them outside to do a little activity. I may sit here though for just a second, like have some water after the workout and read a little bit of this. I checked this out at the library yesterday, so I've been reading through it. So far it's pretty good. Just getting all the info that I can get. I got this book and a recipe book. The recipe book I didn't really love because like the cookbook I didn't love because there was like a lot of like really fancy stuff that I don't really cook. But this one is all about like growing in small spaces and different creative ways that you can grow stuff. Like I had seen, where was it? I had seen like a strawberry and a colander like hanging. I probably won't be able to find it now, but it was just like different ways to be creative. Like you don't need a huge garden in order to start. See, here it is. Like this is a colander that they made into like a little hanging strawberry basket, which I thought was cool. So I might keep reading through this for a little bit and just take a little break. Okay, so I didn't get much reading done because the kids were getting antsy, so we're gonna do an activity. So the other day, I've seen this like all over Instagram, where you take like a muffin tin and you get like little figurines, little animals and toys that they have, and then you put them in there, you fill it up with water, and then you end up with a little figurine trapped in an ice cube. So we're gonna see if they want to like try to rescue their toys. I think it'll keep them entertained. They haven't done this before like this, so I think they'll like it. What do you think?
I want to. Oh my goodness, rescue my toy.
You have to rescue your toys. Like, look, poor Peppa. Peppa is absolutely frozen in here. And so we're going to try to rescue all of your toys. I'll bring you some salt, too.
Okay.
Because remember, what does salt do?
It melts ice.
It melts the ice.
No way.
We've got George over here.
Oh no, put it here. Put them here.
Okay, wherever you want to put them. There's like a shark in here. I don't know which one. I think that was Sebastian. So you're going to play with that?
Yeah.
Let me bring you guys some salt.
Turtle.
Jackson, what are you doing to George?
Help.
Help!
Help. Help. Where's the ice? Help. My dog. I rescued on my purse. Mama, look.
Oh, good.
I rescued it.
This is a little bit of salt. If you want to sprinkle it to try to help disintegrate the stuff.
I rescued. I got water.
No, Libby's gonna get ruined out there.
Torch. Hi.
This is also water that you guys can use to try to get the things out. Like you can get the water dropper. Here, let him use this one because he knows how to use the water dropper, and then you can try to scoop out, like pull up water and pour it. What do you think? Is that fun?
Yeah, I think this is gonna work. Mama, what will happen if I put the salt into the water?
I don't know. You'll have to do a little experiment and find out.
The water fly.
What?
The water fly.
The airplane?
Then put the salt in the water and then squish it.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I actually forgot to tell you, like while they're entertained there, I forgot to tell you that we released our butterflies. So we released them like 2 days ago. There were 5 caterpillars. Sadly, only 4 made it into butterflies. But it was the coolest thing to get them, like to see them transform into the butterflies. I was telling you guys on Instagram, after like spending a day like up close and personal with the butterfly, like watching them in their little habitat, I realized that butterflies are creepy. Like their wings are beautiful, but the actual insects are really disgusting. They have like a little tongue, and I was slightly traumatized. But yeah, I was like ready to release them, so we went to the garden and we released them. So I'm gonna insert a little clip here really quick so you guys can see that because I filmed it. So here is our little butterfly release.
Hey guys. Welcome to today's video. We're going to release the butterflies, all hatched from their cocoons.
Have you enjoyed watching them grow?
Yeah.
Watching them hatch out of the cocoons? Or chrysalises?
Yeah, and they finally made it.
They made it? All right, Jackson, do you want to see the butterflies come out or no? Come on, come on. So we've had like a little water thing down there for them and an orange so that they could just get acclimated to being alive. But we are finally gonna let them go. Say thanks for hanging out with us. Say you can be free now. Say, hope you enjoy our garden. Put it on your hand. Let me see, look at me. Wow, that's a nice butterfly.
What is he doing?
He's just like, who is this?
Like, is this food? Or is this a human?
Look at me, Riley.
Come on, little butterfly. You
See,
can go free now.
you gotta fly away. Jackson, you wanna hold one?
Isn't that thunder?
Oh! My little butterfly.
Hey! No, Dad. Where's mine?
I don't know if this is gonna work for you, Jackson.
Put your finger out, Jackson.
Oh!
No, my first butterfly.
There he goes.
Let's go inside before it starts thundering.
Okay, so we are back inside. Riley is actually helping me wash dishes. Riley, what are you doing there?
Washing the dishes?
Are you getting them squeaking clean?
Yeah.
Did you have fun playing outside your activity?
Yeah. It was really hard to get the stegosaurus out.
Yeah. You washing the dishes with soap too, right?
Yeah.
Hand soap or dish soap?
Dish soap.
Very good. So she's being my little helper today, and I am not mad about it. Jackson, on the other hand, is having one of his days where he's just cranky AF. Nothing is making him happy. So I have him in front of the TV watching Clifford. A lot of you guys said in like the recommendations for movies that Clifford was a good one. So we're gonna see what he thinks about it. Jackson, are we gonna watch a movie
Oh, you daddy.
about a doggy?
Yeah.
What color is the doggy?
What?
Yeah, he's red. I gotta make him lunch. I also switched laundry, so I've got the second load of laundry going, so that makes me happy. And then I might sit down now at the computer if they will let me, because like I've tried to do a bunch of things. I tried reading, I was trying to do a million things today, answer emails, and it hasn't been working because they've been not in a great mood. But I do have like emails I have to send out, and I have like just things for work that I need to catch up on, like things that I've been putting off. Like I haven't been putting off like the editing and like the filming and all of that, but like all the back end stuff, the emails, the going back and forth with brands, people that reach out, like I've been ghosting them. So I need to like get on that. So I might take a few minutes now and do that. All right, so I'm going through emails, and I don't think sometimes like people realize how difficult it is to go through these emails, because like I get some emails like from companies that are like legit, right? But then I also sometimes like I'll get emails from companies that's like, hey, we'd love for you to promote our dog food. I'm like, I don't have a dog. Like, how can I promote your dog food? Or like, we want to send you this thing for your pet rabbit. I'm like, I don't have a pet rabbit. Like, there's some that's just like spam. So it takes a lot of like going in, seeing what people want, and like that's just part of the job. And it's sometimes like really funny, sometimes it's really annoying. Like then you'll have sometimes companies that are like, oh, here, like we want to give you, I don't know, like a paper plate, but in return we want you to like post an Instagram story and make a reel out of it. And you're like, why would I do that? Like, why would I promote something that costs like $3 and like take the time and the energy that it takes to create content for free? And actually you end up like losing money sometimes, because like depending on the value of the product, like it doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of that. And then on my end, I also want you guys to know that in terms of like sponsorships, like it's been a really hard time lately for sponsorships. Number one, I already told you guys that like the market and just in general, like the economy is not doing that great. So companies aren't spending all that much money on marketing, because like people don't have as much extra spending money to spend on things. There's that component. But then even sometimes the brands that are coming to me now, I'm having a really hard time because some of the brands like are promoting a product or want me to, you know, try out a product and promote a product that's really expensive. And I'm trying to be sensitive to the fact that right now, like the state of the world isn't the best time to do that. Like I know that people's finances right now are harder, like in the sense, like mine included, my finances included, like the fact that, you know, groceries are up and gas is up. So I'm trying to be sensitive to that. So even like sometimes, like even brands that I love and that I work with all the time, like the cereal that I promote that I love, like I love it and we've been using it for years. Like I know that like not everybody's gonna pay like $10 for a box of cereal. Like times are harder these days. So I just hope you guys know that I'm being sensitive to that. And even if I do choose to work with a company that their product is a little bit on the pricier end, like I never expect or want you guys to purchase something that's gonna overextend you or that you don't wanna buy or that you can't afford in your budget right now. Like I want to be extra clear about that because that's like another part of, you know, like the back end stuff of YouTube that sometimes we don't talk too much about. And I've already told you, like AdSense is down for most creators, I've heard. So like the money that we would get from just you guys watching the videos, again, I'm still super grateful that you guys watch my videos, but I'm making less from it. And I think that's why you see a lot of creators like jumping ship, and you see a lot of creators starting their own platform or whatever, like where you have to pay to subscribe to watch their stuff, and it's like in a secret place, but there's like a paywall and you got to pay in order to watch it. I don't want to go down that route. Like I really don't. Like I don't want to charge people $2.99 or $4.99 or whatever to watch my content. Like I don't want that. I wouldn't want creators to do that to me. Like then you have to start paying what, $2.99 here, $2.99 here, for $5 or whatever the heck it is. I think that's crazy town, and that's not what I got into this for. I loved the fact that you could just watch my videos. Yes, maybe it's a little bit annoying if there's like a 5-second ad or a 15-second ad in the middle of the video, but it doesn't cost you anything to watch the stuff, you know what I mean? So there's just like a lot of that kind of stuff going on, but I'm still trying to be consistent and hoping that the market will turn again in the future. But I'm still loving what I'm doing. So that's why I'm here reading through emails, seeing if there's anything that's worth my time to look into. So yeah, that's my little YouTube business rant for the day. So I'm gonna keep doing this for a little bit, then I gotta get the kids their lunch. And then hopefully during their quiet time, I can fertilize plants because I'm looking at my plants now and it's been a couple weeks, I think at this point, since I fertilized. And I wanna do that because like tomatoes are heavy feeders and like they need a lot of fertilizer if I want them to make tomatoes, which I do. So I will talk to you guys in a bit. All right guys, so it is like 2:30 now and I'm gonna go fertilize my plants. The kids are doing quiet time. Jackson is taking a nap. So I've got to get my watering can, which is, sorry, I'm taking you guys in a full circle. So I use a liquid fertilizer right now. You guys, I hate this. This smells so bad. I told you guys on Instagram, like if you guys had any recommendations on like another liquid fertilizer, what would it be? Because this literally smells like fish, like dead fish. It is not good. It says fish fertilizer, a rich source of nutrients. So yeah, it smells really bad, but what I like about it is that it's like an organic fertilizer that's kind of like for all plants. Like it says fertilizer for all plants, because I don't know, like sometimes you can get into like the nitty gritty of like you need specific fertilizer for specific plants, and maybe that works better, it probably does. But at this point in my gardening journey, I need like one thing that I can apply to like all of the things instead of like have it be specific. So I mean, I think it's worked out fine up until now. I mean, my plants are doing okay, but it just smells really bad. So I mix it with water. So I just gotta turn on the hose. So I have to do this multiple times in like multiple batches because my watering can is just 2 gallons and it's not enough for my entire garden, obviously. So it's like, I put like 8 tablespoons of this, which I don't measure exactly. I just kind of wing it. And then I mix it, and it looks like diarrhea. It does not look like a good time. And it just smells so bad. Ugh. So, yes, and then you're supposed to like mix it up, but it gets on my fingers. This is nasty. So anyway, let's go fertilize these plants. I'm gonna do the tomatoes first, which I cannot do with my left hand, guys. so I had to run inside. Nap time did not last very long today. Jackson woke up super cranky. So I was able to finish watering the plants. Like Joe went upstairs and got Jackson long enough so I could finish. So that is good. But now I'm here with Riley. And what are we gonna do, Riley?
We are gonna color.
We are going to what?
Color.
What are we gonna color?
On this beautiful book
Mm-hmm.
that Papa got me.
Oh, Papa got you that book?
Yeah.
He's such a nice Papa.
Yeah, it is. And we have red. We got red marker,
Mhm.
orange marker, green marker, yellow marker, and blue marker.
Excellent. Which one's your favorite?
Well, I think the blue one because it's really dark when you see it.
Oh, I love it. How are you feeling?
A little bit better, but I have a little nosebleed, so I shouldn't pick my nose or anything.
Yeah, that's right. You should not do that.
Or blow my nose.
Are you a little stuffy?
Yeah, I always sniff because like there's so many boogies.
Okay.
Well, as you see on the camera, I don't have my nose boogies anymore.
Oh, as you can see on the camera.
Yeah.
I'm sure your friends are very happy about that. I'm sure that they're very glad you're feeling better.
We have 5 colors.
Mhm.
See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And what are we gonna do with it?
We are gonna color this a beautiful book.
What page are we gonna do?
Well, let me check it out.
Who is that?
Castle and this princess.
Okay.
So we have the markers. We have Dada's markers. We have our
Paint sticks.
Our paint sticks. And if we're gonna do a craft today, we can use some scissors. These are for kids, and you even need a grown up for help with these scissors too, because these are kids' scissors, and are also sharp. But these are for me, so I always be careful with these scissors.
Oh, I'm glad you'll always be careful.
And I'll show you. I'll be right back. I made Mama this beautiful picture out of scissors.
You want to show them your beautiful thing that you
And
made for me?
I made like ribbons all around.
She got ribbon, but you didn't even show them. They didn't see. Look, this was the masterpiece that she made for me. It's lovely. All right, little miss, are we gonna color? Ooh, kind of nice.
Some yellow hair. And I'll put a pink crown. When it's going on, it looks like blue, but
Jackson, what are you doing?
lucky.
What?
Hey, we should be on the right side.
Are you looking for cars?
Yeah.
Wow. Your truck? What happened to your truck? How are you feeling? Hey Jackson, how are you feeling?
Oh yeah.
Are you feeling okay?
My Trump.
Trump? What are you saying? Do you know what he's asking for?
Trump,
I don't know what he's asking for. Come here, tell me.
Hey.
Tell me.
Trump.
What are you missing? Or what are you looking for?
Trump.
Shirt?
No Trump.
Top?
No Trump.
Drop?
No. Yeah, Trump.
Truck.
Drop? Drop?
Yeah.
Off? You get him a tissue, Dada. Because he's got everything. There you go. Blow. We're trying to teach him how to blow his nose. Because every time that he gets a stuffy nose, like he inhales the tissue, he's like,
Jackson,
but he doesn't know how to blow.
Watch Dada.
Oh, Dada's a pro. You gotta blow.
Ready?
What do you know? Joseph Buell, you're gonna blow the house down.
That's how you blow your nose.
How about you? You doing better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
I
breathe?
think I actually cleared my lungs out.
Yeah, I bet you did. So yeah, it seems like the kids are now sick. Joe had a bit of a cold earlier this week. It looks like he got all of us sick because it's only a matter of time till I get it. I think I'm the only one that has not had it yet.
You may not, because you all got something.
Like, I had a sore throat last week, but I think that was allergies.
I never got it.
Then I started taking the Flonase and it went away. So, I don't know.
Hey.
I guess we'll see in a matter of days.
This was quick.
Yeah, Joe got over it really soon. So I'm hoping that if there is some kind of cold, that the kids get over it.
Cold symptoms?
And then I can get over it very quickly because, like, I don't have time to be sick. I just got lots to do. All right, so it is later, you guys. We've been hanging out. The kids have been making an entire mess in the house. They took off all the couch cushions. It's been an afternoon. So we were laying down watching Charlotte's Web for a little while. But now I have to actually cook dinner. So I'm gonna try to make some kind of like hibachi thing. I found a recipe online. So if it's any good, I will link this recipe that I'm gonna attempt. I've never made it before, but I have some like steak tips that I'm gonna like cook and make like a soy sauce, kind of teriyaki sauce. And then I'm gonna try to make like a yum yum sauce. And then I've got rice in the rice cooker. And then I'm gonna chop up the zucchini from the garden that we harvested this morning. And those are gonna be like the veggies on the side. So I'm hoping it's decent. This has just been what I've been envisioning since I planted zucchini in the garden. What is going on with the children? It's like they're screaming all day long. And Joe's there with them. They're in a bad mood. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work. Like I said, I'll let you know how everything turns out. If it's good, I'll let you know so you can try it. But let's get to cooking. So it is later. It's 8:35. Kids are in bed. Dinner was great. So the zucchini turned out awesome. I'm so happy that we have zucchinis, and now I can either saute them like I did today, or maybe put them in the oven. Like, it was really good. Dinner was very tasty. So I'll leave that recipe down below. The yum yum sauce was good. Like, Joe said he really liked it. Joe really liked the food. But if you guys have like a yum yum sauce that's like a go-to, like the best yum yum sauce that you know of that you've made, let me know, because that's something that I would like to make more. I like that sauce. I like hibachi. So if I can make one that's even better than the one I made today, I'd be really happy about that. So that is that. It was a little bit of a rough night, I'm not gonna lie. We had a bit of a meltdown, tantrum situation, Riley not listening, and it was a timeout kind of night. So she went to bed early, and we had to do all of that. And then I guess to like calm myself down from that whole evolution, I went outside for a bit and I did some pruning on my zucchini plant, because like those leaves, I swear, like those leaves grow like a ton from day to day. So I did some pruning. I didn't get to folding the laundry that I started today, so I got the laundry dried. I just need to fold it. So maybe I'll do that now. We're gonna do Bible in a year like we've been doing. We're on like day 140 something, so I'm very proud of us that we've made it this far into reading the Bible. Babe, do you know what day we're on?
Almost half of 300.
We're almost at half of 300, so it's been cool. So we're gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna have some snacks. I got some of this Yum Earth, the giggles to have. Are you gonna have a snack?
Margarita.
You're gonna make a margarita? So Joe's gonna make a margarita. We're gonna watch Bible in a year. Joe set up Riley's little Tony box. I don't know if you guys have seen us. I Like I've shown it at some point. The little box that you put the characters on top. Huh?
Looks like a tissue paper box.
Yeah, it looks like a little tissue paper box, but then it's got like little figurines that you put on top, and then it tells the kids like stories, and it like reads aloud stories. So Joe put it up in her room. Joe set it up for her because she was complaining that she didn't want to go to sleep, or she didn't know how to go to sleep. She wanted music. I don't know. She wanted something. So like a good happy compromise, I guess, was the Tony box. So I'm glad that we had that. Joe set it up so that she could listen to, I guess, like some shark stories and what else?
Sharks, dolphins.
Sharks, dolphins.
Dinosaurs.
All the things. And then they have also like the Paw Patrol characters that tell like Paw Patrol stories. So she's probably never gonna go to sleep now. So yeah, that's gonna be our night, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and doing all the things today. Look at Joseph Buell just like staring at me like a creeper. Can you go away? I'm filming. Do you have something you want to say? No? Okay, then go make your margarita. But I guess the last thing that I wanted to like end today's video on was, you gonna turn off the light?
Oh, sorry.
Really?
I didn't know you were using it.
So in like one of my last videos or something, there was like a comment that was made that was like a little comment exchange. Nothing bad, like we cleared the air. It was just like a back and forth kind of comment situation. But it brought out like this idea that like, I guess the point is like the person was like, you've got all this stuff that you're doing, and like, you know, I don't know if they felt bad because they themselves feel like they can't get so much stuff done or whatever. But I just wanted to make it a point to like remind you guys that when we do these get it all done videos or doing all the things videos, like I hope you guys realize that, like I always tell you, you can't do everything. There's things that don't get done. Like my house is usually trash, like I keep reinforcing because it's true. Like it's always, if you're doing one thing is not getting done. So there's that. But also like you guys are seeing me more in these videos, you know, with like the gardening and the cooking and the baking and all of that stuff that I'm really excited that I've been able to like take up this year and learn about and do. And I'm only able to do that right now because I'm in a season in life where I'm able to like spend time on that. There have been other seasons in my life, even up to like 6 months ago or a year ago, where Jackson was younger and like the age difference of the kids was just too difficult and wouldn't allow me to spend time on stuff like this. So if you're like, you know, with a newborn, or you're with like little kids and you're like, man, I wish I could do all these things, or how does she do all of these things? She's gardening and she's baking and whatever. Like it's only because like right now I'm in a season that allows me to do it. Maybe 6 months from now, maybe a year from now, I'm like, I don't know, I have less time, or I'm focusing on other things and I'm not able to do those things. I think it's important just to like keep that in mind. When I just had Jackson, there was no way that I would have been able to be gardening and baking all the time, even if it was something that at the time I enjoyed doing. So I'm taking advantage of the fact that right now, this season in my life allows for it. But just, I don't know, I think that's important to remember that there are different seasons in life, and some seasons are busier than others. Some seasons you've got your hands full in different ways and you aren't able to like pour as much effort or time or whatever you want to call it into some of these like passion projects or learning, or, you know, like taking on something new or learning a new skill. Like it's okay if that's the case right now. Just know, like if you're in a busy season, if you're in a hard season, that it will hopefully pass, and maybe in 6 months or even in 3 months you can kind of revisit your time situation and maybe you'll be able to do some more things. So that's my pep talk for the day on that, you guys. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I love your freaking faces. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. Bye.